Have your knees ever hurt so much in the morning that just walking to the kitchen feels like a mountain climb? You sit up in bed. The room is quiet, but your knees? They speak. That sharp twinge, the stiff ache. You reach for the nightstand, hold on to the edge of the bed, and brace yourself before standing. One step, crack, another, stiff. You shuffle to the bathroom, to the kettle, to the table, wondering, why does this feel harder than it used to? If this sounds like your morning, you're not alone. For millions of people over 60, the first few steps of the day are the most painful. And it's not just age. It's not just wear and tear. There's something else at play, something silent, that most of us never think about. And it starts right there on your breakfast plate. Because what if the first thing you eat in the morning could decide how your knees feel for the rest of the day? Yes, you heard that right. Not a pill, not a cream, not a new mattress or shoe insert, but food. Not just any food, but 8 natural, powerful ingredients that have been shown to reduce inflammation, rebuild damaged cartilage, and support the tissues that keep your knees flexible and pain-free. These aren't exotic powders or pricey supplements. They're simple, gentle, often already sitting in your fridge or pantry. You just haven't been using them at the right time, in the right way. That's what this video is all about. We'll go through 8 healing foods that when eaten at breakfast can completely transform your knees, from stiff and swollen to smooth and steady. And at the very end, I'll reveal one forgotten fruit. It's the one most seniors overlook, but it's also the one that may hold the key to rebuilding your knees from the inside out. So stay with me. If you're watching this right now and your knees are hurting, or you've noticed yourself walking slower, needing a handrail to stand, or dreading the stairs, know this: there's hope, there's healing, and it can start tomorrow morning with what's on your plate. Before we dive in, take a moment and leave a comment below. How old are you, and what do you usually eat for breakfast? Ready? Let's begin with the first healing food, a tiny seed that holds a big secret for your joints. And if you believe healing should be natural, not expensive, if you believe it's never too late to feel strong again, go ahead and tap that subscribe button. Join this growing community of seniors who are taking control of aging, one meal at a time. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you walked across your living room without thinking about your knees? No hesitation, no hand on the wall, no mental calculation. Will I make it without the pain shooting up again? If that feels like a distant memory, you're not alone. For many people after 60, the pain doesn't come all at once. It sneaks in. One morning, your knees feel stiff when you stand up. You stretch, blame the weather, tell yourself, maybe I slept funny. But days turn into weeks. And suddenly, stairs feel like punishment. Getting up from a chair? That's a 2-hand operation. And those long walks you used to enjoy? Now you find yourself saying, maybe tomorrow. Sound familiar? The truth is, for millions of older adults, knee pain isn't just physical. It chips away at your freedom. It makes you second-guess everyday things. That little grocery store trip? You wonder if the parking lot is too far. Playing with grandkids? You smile through the discomfort, but inside, you're counting the minutes until you can sit again. And maybe, just maybe, you've had a moment where you felt embarrassed. Where standing too slow or wincing with a step made you feel older than you are. That's not weakness. That's not failure. That's your body asking for help. Now here's something most people never hear. Your knees aren't broken. They're missing something. We often think joint pain is just part of aging, but that's not the whole truth. As we grow older, the body slowly stops producing what once kept joints strong and springy: collagen, elastin, joint fluid, healthy cartilage. Think of it like this. When you were younger, your knees were like well-oiled hinges. Smooth, quiet, reliable, but with time, and especially with the wrong fuel, the oil dries up. The cartilage thins, inflammation sets in, and the hinge starts to creak. Now add this layer. Most of us eat the same breakfast for years without ever thinking, is this helping or hurting my joints? Toast, coffee, jam, maybe eggs, maybe not, maybe cereal, but probably one loaded with sugar. You might not realize this, but the wrong breakfast can silently fuel inflammation. It can make your blood sugar spike, tighten the small blood vessels that feed your joints, and send a signal to your immune system to stay on alert, creating low-grade inflammation all day. That's why many people feel worse in the morning. You didn't just sleep wrong. Your body is waking up after a night of fasting, and it needs the right ingredients to begin healing. But if breakfast is full of sugars, refined grains, or processed oils, your knees get the exact opposite: inflammation, stiffness, pain, and over time, cartilage wears away, muscles around the knee weaken, balance suffers, and simple things like getting out of a car become a small battle. But here's the beautiful truth. It doesn't have to be this way. Even after 60, even after decades of wear and tear, your body still wants to heal. Your knees still respond to nourishment. They don't need magic. They don't need injections or complicated procedures. They need something far simpler and more powerful: the right food, at the right time, in the right form. And there's no better time to start than first thing in the morning. Because that first meal of the day, it sets the tone. It can either fuel inflammation or fight it. It can either starve your knees of nutrients or flood them with what they need to rebuild. And when you do this day after day, something amazing happens. You don't just feel less pain. You move easier. You get up faster. You walk longer. You start trusting your legs again. That's what this journey is all about. So if you've ever looked in the mirror and thought, I miss the days when I could move without pain, keep watching, because the next part of this video isn't about what you can't do. It's about what you still can. And it starts with something simple, like a handful of seeds, a slice of fruit, or a warm mug of golden milk. Before we reveal the first healing breakfast food, leave a comment below. Have your knees been feeling stiffer in the mornings? What's your usual breakfast these days? We read every single message. And this is more than just a video. It's a place for all of us to share, support, and heal together. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon. That way, you won't miss the next chapter of this healing journey. Now, let's take that first step together toward a breakfast that helps you rise, walk, and smile again. Some changes in life are loud and sudden. Others are soft, so gentle you barely notice, until one day everything feels different. That's how healing can begin. Not with a big decision, but with a quiet moment, a different choice at breakfast, a deeper understanding of what your body truly needs. You see, most people think healing starts at the doctor's office, or with a new prescription, or after a diagnosis. But for many seniors, especially those struggling with aching knees, the real turning point happens in the kitchen, at sunrise. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Jean, 72 years old, lived alone in a quiet neighborhood in Oregon. She was sharp, cheerful, and always smiling, until her knees started failing her. At first, it was just the stairs. She'd hold on a little tighter, climb slower. Then came the cracking sounds, loud, dry, almost like bubble wrap, whenever she stood up from her favorite armchair. Soon, Jean stopped going for her daily walks. She turned down coffee with friends. And worst of all, she stopped kneeling to tend her garden. Her knees, the same ones that carried her through motherhood, work, life, now felt like brittle glass. She tried creams, tried turmeric pills, tried elevating her legs, But nothing really changed until she had a conversation with her grandson. He was visiting from college, just 19, and he asked her one morning, "Grandma, what do you eat for breakfast?" She smiled and answered proudly, "Toast, jam, a little coffee." "Why?" He paused, thought for a second, then gently said, "What if breakfast is part of the problem?" That simple question opened a new door. Over the next few weeks, they started experimenting. Instead of toast and jam, Jean began her mornings with warm oatmeal topped with fresh berries. They added flax seeds, a little almond butter, sometimes papaya slices, and every now and then a mug of warm turmeric milk with a dash of black pepper. Nothing extreme, no fads, no fasting. Just small choices, repeated daily. And what happened? Jean's knees began to soften. Not literally, of course, but the stiffness, the cracking, the ache, it eased. She started walking farther. Her steps became lighter. She even spent a morning in the garden, without pain. She didn't cure arthritis. She didn't reverse time. But she gave her body the nourishment it had been missing, and her body responded with quiet gratitude. That's the power of using breakfast as medicine. It's not about a diet. It's about direction. Are you feeding your joints what they need to heal, or just what's quick and familiar? Because here's what most seniors don't realize. Your knees don't just need rest. They need building blocks. Every time you eat, you're sending messages to your body. Inflame or calm, break down or repair, ignore the joints or rebuild them. And the first meal of the day, breakfast, is when your body is most ready to absorb those messages. After 7 to 10 hours of fasting overnight, your digestive system is clear, alert, and primed. Give it sugar and processed carbs, and it responds with fatigue, joint swelling, and unstable blood sugar. But give it antioxidants, fiber, anti-inflammatory nutrients, and joint-friendly enzymes. It wakes up like a team of workers ready to start repairing what time has worn down. Think of your breakfast like the first note in a song. It sets the rhythm. It determines whether your day begins in harmony or in dissonance. You don't need to overhaul your life. Just begin with one choice, one food, one morning, and tomorrow maybe another, and the day after that, another. Because when you give your body the tools it needs, it does the work. You don't have to force healing. You just have to feed it. That's why, in just a moment, we'll walk through 8 powerful breakfast ingredients. Each one specially chosen to nourish your knees, to restore lost collagen, to reduce inflammation, and to ease the pain that's been holding you back. But before we begin, take a moment and look inward. What's one small change you could make tomorrow morning? Could you add a fruit instead of a sweet spread? Choose whole oats instead of bread. Blend a smoothie instead of reheating leftovers. Healing doesn't always feel dramatic. Sometimes it's just less pain with every step. Less worry when standing, more freedom when walking. If you've made it this far, you're already on the path. Now take the next step. Drop a comment below. What's one breakfast food you've loved for years, and one you'd be open to trying? And if you haven't yet, subscribe to this channel. We're building a quiet revolution, a community of seniors who are choosing to heal, to move, and to thrive naturally. No pressure, no guilt, just gentle guidance, one meal at a time. Now let's begin with the first of 8 healing foods, a tiny seed that can coat your joints like a soft cushion. Ready? You might have seen them on a shelf at the store. Tiny, black or white seeds, no bigger than a grain of pepper. But what if I told you these humble little seeds could become the soft cushion your knees have been missing? Chia seeds aren't loud, they don't taste sweet, they don't crunch like nuts or melt like butter, but when soaked in water or milk, they bloom. They turn into a gentle, jelly-like substance, a gel so soothing, It's like sending a wave of hydration straight to your joints. Imagine your knees like hinges on an old door. When they're dry, they creak. They resist movement. Every bend is met with friction. But when those hinges are oiled, movement becomes smooth, silent, effortless. That's what chia gel does inside your body. It's not just about fiber or omega-3s, although they help. It's about hydration at the cellular level. That thick, soft gel your body creates from chia, it doesn't just pass through you, it becomes part of you. It coats your intestines, easing digestion. It enters your bloodstream slowly, keeping blood sugars stable. It helps retain water, right where your joints need it most. And when combined with healthy fluids, like almond milk or warm herbal tea, chia can help ease that dry, tight feeling so many people get first thing in the morning. Chia seeds contain a plant-based form of omega-3 fatty acids called ALA, alpha-linolenic acid. Because omega-3s are one of nature's most powerful inflammation fighters, they gently calm the immune system. They soften swollen tissues, and they encourage the body to rebuild, not break down, connective structures. For seniors, especially those with painful knees, this matters. Many of us walk around dehydrated without knowing it. But a simple tablespoon of chia, soaked overnight, can help reverse that dryness from the inside out. You don't need a blender. You don't need to cook. Just take 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, soak them in half a cup of water or plant-based milk. Let them sit overnight in the fridge. By morning, you'll have a soft, jelly-like mix. You can eat it with a spoon, mix it into oatmeal, blend it with fruit, or top it with cinnamon, blueberries, or even sliced bananas. Let's go back to Jean for a second, the woman we met earlier. One of the first changes she made? She swapped her toast and jam breakfast for chia pudding with almond milk, cinnamon, and papaya. She said, "It felt strange at first, like I was eating jelly with a spoon. But after 2 weeks, my knees didn't feel so tight in the morning, and I had fewer bathroom issues too." That's the quiet power of chia. It doesn't shout, it doesn't promise miracles, but it shows up, gently, consistently, and helps your body remember how to feel good again. So if you're looking for something easy, soft, and healing to begin your day, chia may be the perfect first step. Before we move on to food number 2, take a second and let us know in the comments. Have you ever tried chia seeds? How do you like to eat them? And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to discover 7 more healing foods, each one with its own special role in rebuilding your knees from the inside out. Coming up next, a warm, comforting grain that's been in kitchens for centuries, and might just be the slow-release strength your knees have been craving. Let's keep going. Picture this. It's a chilly morning. You're wrapped in a soft robe. The light is gentle. The world feels quiet. You hold a warm bowl between your hands, steam rising, the scent of cinnamon and apples drifting up. You take a spoonful. Creamy, comforting, familiar. That's oats. Not flashy, not trendy, but healing in the way only something time-tested can be. Oats aren't just for fullness. They're for movement. They give your body what it needs to keep going, slowly, steadily, without spikes or crashes. But what do oats have to do with your knees? A lot more than most people think. See, the strength in your knees doesn't just come from muscles or cartilage. It comes from sustained, stable energy, and that's exactly what oats deliver. Unlike sugary cereals, you white bread, oats release energy slowly. They don't flood your blood with sugar. They don't crash you an hour later. They give you a steady stream, like a calm river, not a rushing flood. Why does that matter for joint health? Because your knees, your ligaments, your cartilage, they all need nutrients delivered steadily. When your blood sugar stays stable, your body can focus on repair, not damage control. Inflammation goes down. Joint tissues stay hydrated. Muscles around your knees stay energized. And here's something powerful. Oats contain beta-glucan, a special type of fiber known for reducing inflammation, especially in joints and arteries. In simple terms, it helps quiet the fire that makes your knees swell. Not only that, oats are rich in magnesium, manganese, and B vitamins, key nutrients for muscle support, bone strength, and energy conversion. This is especially important for seniors who felt their strength slipping away. Oats don't just keep you full, they fuel recovery. Now you might be thinking, I used to eat oatmeal as a kid. Isn't it boring? Not if you know how to make it healing. Let me share a few ideas. Warm oats with cinnamon, chia, and blueberries. Oats cooked with almond milk and topped with walnuts and strawberries. Overnight oats, soaked with turmeric and a touch of honey. A savory oat bowl with steamed spinach and a poached egg. You see, oats are like a blank canvas, and you get to paint the nutrients your knees need. Back to Jean, our friend from earlier. She started with oats every morning. At first, just plain with banana slices. Then she got creative. Papaya and chia, flax seeds and blueberries, a drizzle of olive oil and turmeric. She said something that stuck with me. I used to think oats were just for hunger. Now I realize they're for healing. And she's right. The warmth soothes the gut. The fiber feeds good bacteria. The minerals strengthen bones. And the slow release of energy keeps the knees working without strain. That's the quiet brilliance of oats. They don't scream for attention, but they give your body exactly what it's been asking for. No spikes, no crashes, no pain. So tomorrow morning, maybe skip the toast. Reach for something that's been healing humans for centuries. Try a small bowl, add something fresh, and give your knees the gift of slow, steady strength. Before we move on, drop a comment below. How do you usually prepare your oats, or are you willing to try for the first time? If you're getting value from this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the next breakfast food is golden in every sense of the word. A simple spice combo that seniors across the world use to ease joint pain and start the day with less inflammation. Let's go there now. There's something magical about golden milk. Maybe it's the warm color. Maybe it's the comforting aroma. Or maybe it's the way your knees feel just a little looser afterward. At the heart of that golden glow is one simple spice, turmeric. And while turmeric alone is powerful, its true healing power comes when it's paired with its partner in crime, black pepper. Let's take a step back. For centuries, turmeric has been used in traditional medicine to calm pain, reduce swelling, and speed up healing. It's not just an old wives' tale. Modern science now confirms what ancient healers always knew. Turmeric contains curcumin, a natural compound that targets inflammation like a gentle extinguisher. Why does that matter for your knees? Because inflammation is often the silent cause of joint pain. It creeps in without warning, stiffening your knees, making it hard to bend, walk, or climb stairs. You might not see it, but you feel it every time you rise from a chair and wince at that deep, pulling ache. Here's the catch, though. Curcumin, the healing part of turmeric, is hard for the body to absorb on its own. That's where black pepper comes in. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine, which boosts curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. Yes, 2,000. That's why these two spices work best as a team. Now picture this. It's morning. The sun is barely up. You're holding a warm mug of golden milk, turmeric, black pepper, almond milk, a hint of honey. It's not just a drink. It's a morning ritual for your knees. With every sip, your body receives a soft message. calm the inflammation, loosen the joints, begin the healing. Turmeric doesn't numb the pain. It addresses the root of it, inflammation at the tissue level. And unlike over-the-counter pills, it supports the gut, soothes the liver, and helps your body heal naturally. Jean, remember her? She said adding golden milk before breakfast was like oiling the gears. I didn't expect much, she said. But after a few mornings, I noticed I wasn't groaning when I stood up. My knees weren't screaming anymore. You can add turmeric in many ways. Store it into oatmeal with a pinch of black pepper and cinnamon. Blend it into smoothies with pineapple or papaya. Mix it into chia pudding or almond yogurt, or simply whisk it into warm plant milk with honey for a golden latte. The key is consistency. Turmeric isn't a one-time fix. It's a gentle companion on the road to recovery. Every day, it fights a little inflammation. Every week, your knees feel a little freer. And every step starts to feel possible again. So the next time you reach for your morning drink, ask yourself, is this helping my body fight inflammation? Is this helping me feel freer? If not, maybe it's time to make the switch. Warm milk, a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, a little honey. That's it. Simple, soothing, healing. Papaya is rich in papain, a natural enzyme that breaks down old damaged tissue and supports cartilage repair. It's also packed with vitamin C and antioxidants, making it a perfect morning fruit to reduce stiffness and support smooth movement. Try it fresh, blended into smoothies, or paired with chia pudding. Almond butter is full of healthy fats, vitamin E, and magnesium, nutrients that support strong joints and reduce inflammation. It's easy to digest and gives lasting energy without blood sugar spikes. Spread it on oats, add it to smoothies, or enjoy with apple slices in the morning. Blueberries are loaded with anthocyanins, powerful compounds that improve blood flow and reduce joint inflammation. They also help deliver nutrients to hard-to-reach areas like knees and calves. Enjoy them fresh, frozen, or blended into oatmeal or smoothies. Avocados are rich in omega-9 fats, potassium, and vitamin K, all vital for reducing knee pain and supporting joint structure. They also support nervous system health, helping with balance and coordination. Mash onto whole grain toast, blend into smoothies, or eat with a spoon. Pineapple contains bromelain, an enzyme known to reduce swelling and improve joint comfort. It also supports protein digestion and circulation in the legs. Eat it fresh in the morning, or mix with papaya and turmeric for a healing smoothie. Let's take a moment and breathe. You've just discovered 8 gentle, healing foods. Not chemicals, not pills, but real, nourishing gifts from nature. Each one with the quiet power to rebuild what time has worn down. You've seen how chia seeds hydrate your joints, how oats give steady strength, how turmeric calms inflammation, how papaya clears the stiffness, how almond butter feeds your ligaments, how blueberries boost circulation, how avocado soothes the nerves, and how pineapple eases the swelling from within. 8 foods, 8 small changes, 1 powerful shift. Now imagine this. You wake up tomorrow, and instead of reaching for toast or skipping breakfast altogether, you choose something different. Something healing, a warm bowl of oats with chia and blueberries, a spoonful of almond butter, a slice of papaya, or a golden mug of turmeric milk. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be fancy. It just has to be intentional. Because when you start your day with the right nourishment, you're telling your knees, you're not forgotten, I'm here for you now. It may take a few days, it may take a few weeks, but slowly, gently, you'll begin to feel it. Less pain, more ease, a little more confidence in your steps. Maybe even a return to something you love, a walk, a garden, a morning stretch you thought was gone forever. And here's the most important part. You don't need to wait for anyone to give you permission to heal. You don't need a doctor's note to start eating better. You don't need a fancy plan. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. One food, one bowl, one morning at a time. So if this video spoke to you, if you felt a quiet yes inside as you listened, don't stop here. Share this with someone you love, a parent, a friend, someone who's been struggling silently with stiff knees and heavy legs. Leave a comment below. What food will you try first? What's your goal this month? To walk a little farther? To stand a little stronger? And if you haven't yet, tap subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay with us. Because this isn't just a video. It's a movement, a home, a place where seniors are taking back their mornings, their strength, and their freedom, naturally. You deserve more than just long life. You deserve strong mornings, easy steps, and the quiet joy of feeling good in your body again. And it all begins with breakfast.